Good afternoon, and welcome to the 120th Annual Commencement Ceremony for New Trier Township High School. On behalf of the New Trier faculty, staff, and Board of Education, I would like to take this time to congratulate all of you, the parents, grandparents, siblings, and friends of the class of 2020 who helped make this day possible. Today is a day to celebrate our seniors' commencement, but I also want to recognize how much each one of you have made an impact on our students. So thank you on behalf of New Trier. As we begin our 120th commencement ceremony, please rise and join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the singing of the National Anthem by Senior Lucy McDowell. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Lucy. Today, we are joined together to celebrate the class of 2020 in a manner we could not have imagined when the school year began. Although we may not be in the same room, I hope you are in a room surrounded by loved ones, either in person or virtually. If someone would have told me I would be standing here alone with a videographer taping a virtual ceremony, I would never have believed it in a million years. What has not changed throughout these recent disruptions is the grace, maturity, and strength of the class of 2020. You never gave up. Your accomplishments and tenacity to embrace what was handed to you will be remembered for years to come. It was just a few months ago when life became unpredictable and you lost your sense of normalcy, learning from your kitchen table or bedroom, missing out on participating in a sport, club, play, or musical performance, and missing your connections with friends, family, and school. This crisis is not like any other we have experienced, and yet within it, you are making a milestone that generations before you have also marked, in times of war and peace, calm and strife. You will find that throughout your lives, you will pass through different milestones that have an incredible impact on you and set the course and direction of your next journey of self-discovery. High school commencement is certainly one of those milestones. Commencement means the beginning or start of something. You are starting your next chapter, and during your time at New Trier, you have demonstrated the skills, support, kindness, and grit to do whatever you want in life, to make a difference at a time when this difference is so needed. There are many things in this world that are out of our control. We certainly are living through this today. And it's easy to get caught up in what you can't control and see things as if they are impenetrable barriers. It is my wish that one lesson you carry forward with you from New Trier is that few problems are impenetrable and you can break through barriers laid ahead of you. Learning to persevere through difficult experiences will ultimately enrich your life and keep you moving forward. It's time now for you to step away from your high school years and towards something new, and we are both grateful and sad to say goodbye. Class of 2020, I commend you for moving forward and trusting in yourself on the journey beyond New Trier. We are incredibly proud of you, and you will forever be in our hearts. And now, please join me in welcoming Superintendent Dr. Paul Sally.
Let me add my welcome to all and to the class of 2020. Congratulations. I'm Dr. Paul Sally, Superintendent of New Trier High School, and I usually start these graduation speeches honoring the history and tradition of New Trier High School. I do that by first asking for everyone in the audience who's an alumni of New Trier to stand. And it's always tremendous to see the number of people who in the audience, as well as our advisors and teachers, who stand as alumni of New Trier. I then go on and ask our seniors to stand if they had a parent who was a graduate of New Trier. And then I tell them to stay standing if they had a grandparent, and then great-grandparent, and so on. What's amazing every year is the number of second, third, fourth, and fifth generation graduates that we have. That's a testament to our school, that's a testament to our community. The class of 2020 has had an amazing career. You all have done amazing things. What you've done is much more than a pandemic, much more than a virus that shall not be named, much more than what you've lost in the last few months. Those events, those recent events, don't define you, don't define your high school experience, and don't define the class of 2020. They do give us some stories. In the long run, that's what they'll be. There'll be some good stories, stories about how we persevered, stories about what we learned, stories about how we came together. And those will be stories that we share in the future. But you're now ready to graduate, ready to carry on that tradition. You're ready to go represent yourself, your community, your school, your family, in whatever your next step is, be it the military, a job or career, or college. And whatever that next step is, please, whoever you encounter along the way, let them see the value of a New Trier education. Let them see the values that you, your family, your school, and community embrace. No doubt everything has not been perfect over the last 4 years. You've had ups and downs and had to overcome a number of hurdles. But what I hope most right now, is that you are proud of yourself, you're proud of what you've accomplished and who you've become. Because let me tell you, I'm proud of you. The school's proud of you. Your teachers and staff are proud of you. Your families are proud of you. In fact, the people who've been involved in New Trier, past and present, are proud of the class of 2020. So go out there, show them who you are, and most importantly, be kind, be generous, and be compassionate. Thank you. Congratulations.
Next, the senior commencement choir will perform You Will Be Found from the musical Dear Evan Hansen. This gift of music was made possible through special assistance from Miss Amy Bernal. The choir is directed by Mr. David Ladd and accompanied by Miss Talar Kostigian.
You will be found, so that the sun comes streaming in.
Since you'll reach up and you'll rise again, lift your head and look around. You will be found. You will be found. You will be found.
Someone will come running to take you home.
Thank you, Senior Commencement Choir. One of the hallmarks of New Trier High School is its nationally recognized advisor program. Our faculty advisors serve as a critical role in the development of their advisees over the 4-year high school experience. Our advisors hold a special place of honor as they say goodbye to each of their advisees. Thank you, senior advisors, for your dedication to our students and families. To recognize the class accomplishments and present the senior class gift to School Board President Mrs. Kathleen Albrecht are members of the Habitat for Humanity Leadership Board, Annika Coleman, Victoria Hart, and Julia Nagel.
The class of 2020 has accomplished so much. Many of these achievements were highlighted in the senior class tribute video shared a few weeks ago. It's clear that the class of 2020 has left an indelible mark on New Trier's academics, athletics, music, speech, theater, and the arts. Of course, this list can't possibly capture everything, but it does capture one thing, that the class of 2020 has much to be proud of. And now, it gives us great pleasure to share one last accomplishment, that of service, with the Board of Education. Since 2001, New Trier has partnered with Habitat for Humanity to build homes in Lake County in the Philippines. This partnership is founded in the belief that everyone deserves a decent and affordable place to live. Having a stable roof over one's head provides security and a sense of pride. We have all undoubtedly heard the New Trier motto, to commit minds to inquiry, hearts to compassion, and lives to the service of humanity. And this project enabled our class to put those words into action. This year in advisory, seniors examined and discussed the issue of equity. We grew to realize that access to decent, affordable housing is a global, national, and local issue. Throughout the year, our community has gathered in support of our project. Students volunteered their time. Advisory room representatives provided input on upcoming fundraisers. Families attended events. Businesses graciously donated gift cards, experiences, and merchandise. We would like to sincerely thank all of you for your support.
Nurture Habitat for Humanity has staged many events this year to fundraise for the project. During Winter Carnival, the school was transformed into a carnival ground with activities, prizes, food, and much more. Seniors donned their pink shirts, which featured an incredibly drawn snowman designed by a senior student. We worked hard to create a memorable event for the children and young at heart of our community. Every member of the senior class was able to contribute that night by decorating and running advisory booths. In only 3.5 hours, we were able to raise over $20,000 for our project. That magical night of games and fun is a memory we can all carry with us and be proud of. In addition to Carnival, many of you came to see the Tom DeLuca show, where students were hypnotized into dancing and singing on stage. This school year, students also braved the long lines during lunch on the lawn to buy food from one of the delicious food trucks parked on Trevian Way. Advisories attended our Student First Staff basketball game, which ended in a thrilling overtime staff victory. We want a rematch. Students and families enjoyed eating at local restaurants throughout Feast Week like CPK and Chipotle. And of course, these events could not have been pulled off without our amazing teachers, the physical plant services staff, and the parents of our community. Beginning in January, 15 senior advisories had the chance to visit the build site and volunteer their time to the construction of this year's home. Senior students spent their day on the site, building the walls, painting the home, and connecting as an advisory.
Even though our in-person school year came to an abrupt end because of the pandemic, we were able to end on a strong note, and we would like to thank all of you for continuing to rally behind our senior class service project. We are proud to announce today that we generated over $19,000 from our auction and senior souvenir sale. As we move forward in these uncertain times, let's take a moment to reflect how our class's efforts have provided Ms. Richardson and her family towards the path of home ownership. No other high school takes on a challenge like funding the construction of a home, and every member of the class of 2020 touched this project in some way. To date, Nurture seniors have contributed to the construction of 20 homes in Lake County and 20 homes in the Philippines. Although our role in the process ends when the last wall is painted and the landscaping is complete, the impact of our hard work is much more long-lasting. We would like to thank the entire class for your efforts this year and senior advisors for their support. Together, we have helped to guarantee a brighter future for deserving families. On behalf of the Habitat Leadership Board and the entire class of 2020, we are proud to present our class gift of the Richardson Family Home to School Board President Kathleen Albrecht.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Annika, Julia, and Victoria, for your service on the Class of 2020 Habitat Board. And thank you to all of our graduates for your dedication and hard work on the Senior Class Service Project. On behalf of the New Trier Board of Education, I am honored to accept this generous gift to carry on New Trier's 20-year partnership with Habitat for Humanity. It is amazing and humbling to think of the impact our students have made locally and globally through this partnership, which has now built 20 homes for families in need in the Waukegan area and another 20 homes in the Philippines. Through your support of Winter Carnival, the Tom DeLuca Show, the online auction, and the advisor rooms that were able to contribute their muscle to building this year's home in Waukegan, you really have lived our New Trier mission. You have also begun what I hope is a lifelong commitment of your lives to the service of humanity. I wanted to talk for just a moment about that very important part of our school's mission, service. This has been such a very challenging fourth quarter of senior year for the class of 2020. Yet, in spite of all the challenges and disappointments, I am so inspired to see your continuing compassion for others and your service to our community and our world during this time. Every day since our world and the end of your high school years changed in ways you could not have imagined, you have all been engaged in serving others. I have heard about students shopping for elderly neighbors, making protective equipment for healthcare workers, baking for friends and strangers, helping younger siblings with remote learning, and putting art and music out into the world to bring joy in these difficult times. The act of staying home is also one of compassion and service. You have been sacrificing to protect your community and in doing so, you have embodied our Trevian spirit. You will carry these acts of service with you long after you have left New Trier. And I hope that you will always be especially proud of the difference you have made, and no doubt will continue to make, in our world. Thank you, and congratulations, graduates of the class of 2020.
Thank you, Mrs. Albrecht, and thank you to our Habitat Leadership Board. It gives me great pleasure to introduce this year's alumnus speaker, accomplished American software engineer, computer scientist, former chief product officer, and father, Chris Cox, class of 2000. Chris Cox is the former chief product officer of Facebook, where he served for 13 years. He joined Facebook in 2005 as one of its first engineers, where he was instrumental in designing and building first versions of key Facebook features, including Newsfeed. In 2007, he drove the definition of the company's mission and values as Director of Human Resources. In 2008, he was named Vice President of Product, where he built Facebook's product management and design teams. In 2014, he was promoted to Chief Product Officer, where he was responsible for the company's core apps and services, Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, and Messenger. He stepped down in 2019. Cox graduated from Stanford with a degree in symbolic systems and artificial intelligence. He is currently pursuing new projects focused on climate change. Chris lives in California with his wife and their 2 children. Please join me in warmly welcoming this year's alumnus commencement speaker, Chris Cox.
Hi, it's an honor to be speaking today at your commencement from New Trier High School. You've worked incredibly hard to be here today, and you should be incredibly proud of this moment. Graduation is a big deal, especially from an institution as demanding as New Trier. Now, it's not happening how you imagined, is it? To think that you'd witness one of your seminal life milestones through a computer screen and celebrate afterwards with a Zoom call at home with your parents sounds like fun. But you've worked so hard to get here. And those of us looking in on you, the class of 2020, are looking at you with great appreciation and hope. A lot of folks right now, your parents, your teachers, your coaches, your siblings, your grandparents, and even veteran New Trier alumni like me, know that May is commencement time, and we're here to celebrate the hard work that got you graduates here. To thank your teachers and to thank your parents, but to celebrate you. We are also taking a moment to recognize the chaos of the world that you've been handed. You didn't create this situation, but it's yours to navigate. When I sat in your shoes 20 years ago in the class of 2000, it was a time before the smartphone, 9/11, social media, and Netflix. We were the MTV generation, discovering the world through dial-up internet and cable TV. Looking back, it was a much more innocent time, where the future felt more certain and our lives simpler. Our parents told us that the world had changed more in the last 20 years than in the previous 100, and asked, what the heck is this internet thing? But we were lucky because the world was at peace. The economy was strong, our democracy was strong, and things were improving. We didn't have New Trier West back then, but we did have Starpies. Your generation is being thrust into a world in chaos. You graduate during a major economic crisis and a global pandemic on top of an already concerning moment. Historic social inequality, immense political and social polarization, and perhaps more seriously, a climate change problem with no clear path to slow things down. No pressure. But you are young, fearless, and educated, and you will steer us out of this. For my part, I'll leave you with 3 quick thoughts. The first is this. Historically speaking, these global crises are always periods of immense creativity and growth. In 1665, a bubonic Great Plague struck England, a return of a terrible rat-borne disease that the country had survived before but not seen since 1348. Government meetings were postponed, schools and businesses were shut down, outsiders stopped trading with England, and the country was thrown into the combined blows of economic depression and public health misery. London would go on to lose 15% of its population in 2 years. During this time, Trinity College in Cambridge was closed down due to the plague, and the students were asked to work from home. One of those students was a young man named Isaac Newton. In part inspired by the urgent need to improve the world around him, and in part because he was separated from the day-to-day of classes and dormitories, he went into seclusion. There, alone, he spent the most intellectually productive year of his life, or of just about anybody else's life. In a year, he created the groundwork for calculus, for optics, and for most of classical mechanical physics, which, as you know, is now just called Newtonian physics. His shelter in place was a family manor in Woolsthorpe, England, and right outside his window was the world's most famous apple tree, which that year would give us the mathematical theory of gravity. This period of time is referred to by physicists as the Annus Mirabilis, or the Year of Wonders. So yes, a college student invented calculus, optics, and classical physics on his own during a pandemic. You may too. The second thing I'll say is this: because you are young, you can see the world not as it is, but as it could be. In my own life, I've been around some pretty neat inventions. I dropped out of a graduate school at the age of 23 to join a startup of 35 people called The Facebook. It was led by a 21-year-old who'd completed 1 year of college. I was the 13th engineer. It was a terribly difficult decision at the time because I'd worked hard to get into graduate school, and because all of my advisors, celebrated professors of history, computer science, and linguistics, told me it was a bad idea. Why leave your academic pursuits behind to help some college startup dating site with only 5 million people using it? And why would anyone ever post photos of himself on the internet? And even if they did, would the product ever work outside of college or outside of the US? In 2005, almost nobody believed in Facebook as a serious product, a serious company, or a serious institution, except for a handful of 20-somethings, many of whom were dropouts. The reason is simple. We were fearless. We didn't want things the way they were, or the way they used to be, and we were curious enough to build the company our own way. As Picasso says, all children are artists, and the problem is how to remain an artist when she grows up. Now, you are not children, but you are still young, and energetic and clear-eyed, and you possess the wisdom of imagination, a clean slate, and the rebelliousness of youth. You should do everything you can to never, ever lose that. And don't ever believe it when we old folks tell you that one of your ideas won't work. The last thing I'll say, take your values with you. I noticed when I left the Midwest for college out west that a lot of folks are motivated by different drivers. Ambition, competition, aspiration to be someone else. Some want to be rich, some want to be famous, some want to make a positive impact, and some want to do nothing at all. But you have all grown up in the Midwest, where we breathe good values in the air around us. Work hard, be honest, be modest, take care of your neighbors, be a servant to the world around you, be a good friend, be a good partner, and above all, be kind. Wherever you go next, take these gems of your upbringing with you. You will find that they are more important at work and in your family than anything else, and more rare than you think. The more you are a good person to the core, the more you will succeed, the more you will elevate the people around you, and the more you will be a part of taking us into a future we all want to be a part of. So congrats, everyone. Congratulations to you, the class of 2020. We look forward to seeing where you take us in the future, and we will do our best to follow you there. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Each year, one senior is selected by a committee to deliver the commencement address. Seniors, it is my pleasure to introduce this year's commencement speaker, Noah Lowley.
In the landmark 1991 Supreme Court case, Seuss v. State of New York, the court ruled, after much debate, that all graduation speeches are legally obliged to incorporate Dr. Seuss's "Oh, the Places You'll Go." In order to fulfill this requirement, I'll begin by showing you all a copy of this book, and never mentioning it again. The day the virus closed the schools, I went for a run. I ran past two schools. First, Greeley, my elementary school. There, on a brass plaque by a side door, is a quote from T.S. Eliot's Four Quartets. In all likelihood, I had walked past the quote a few hundred times before I could read it, and then, once I could read, a few hundred more without understanding it. The end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know the place for the first time. A few minutes later, I ran past New Trier. I ran by doors I'd passed through many times before. I passed them scared and timid, and proud and laughing. As I ran, I knew those doors were closed to me forever. I'd never walk through them as a student again. For a moment, I felt deeply sad. And then I smiled. That moment, running past New Trier's cold brick walls and the cruel April air, was a beginning and an end, a parting of friends, a farewell made fond by the prospect of grander things. In a sense, a graduation. I smiled then, because only at that end did I begin to understand the gift New Trier has given. New Trier's been a uniquely challenging place. Many of us get to school at 7 a.m. and don't return home until 7 p.m. We spend the night writing a junior theme on criminal justice reform, and the next day rising for an early morning swim practice, or organizing a carnival beloved by the whole community. We allow ourselves to be hypnotized, in the name of charity, by the nation's self-described most requested corporate hypnotist. And yes, that last one was as strange as it sounds. But this rigor isn't a burden. It's a profoundly meaningful gift. Makes people who produce Hala-inspired podcasts, host hockey-themed radio shows, and compose, maybe because she knew we needed it, a social distance symphony. The challenge of New Trier is itself among the greatest gifts we have received, because it has allowed us to become unique women and men with uniquely adult accomplishments. Most of us couldn't see that 4 years ago. I recall arriving home after the first day of high school, shocked at how different New Trier was from everything I'd known before. We had to do real work, and lots of it. We had to communicate with teachers and adults without our parents' help. We had to compete in a school where most wanted to be the best at whatever they did, and where many were the best, not just at New Trier, but in the state, the nation, and even the world. New Trier students don't just put on a variety show. They write, compose, and direct Lanyap themselves. They win the state field hockey title not once, but twice in a row. And they do it in overtime. They host arguably the nation's most important high school jazz festival, playing alongside the Count Basie Orchestra, a Marcellus brother, and the Diva Jazz Orchestra. New Trier's two student casts both perform Jesus Christ Superstar at a professional level, making New Trier perhaps the only school in the world with two Jesus Christs walking the halls. At the beginning, this seemed an unnecessary pressure. Now we can see the possibilities it enables. We can look at this rigor and see how timid freshmen have become future scholars, soldiers, stateswomen, and most importantly, capable contributors of good. For each of us individually, it underpins our confidence and optimism in all that lies ahead. This challenge isn't found everywhere. It's a gift given by our families, who worked to give us New Trier's opportunity. One brought to life by the efforts of our teachers, counselors, administrators, and all who tirelessly keep our school working. The security guards, custodians, and cafeteria workers. A New Trier teacher lectures on inheritance dressed up as the 19th century monk who pioneered the science, ensuring we'll never forget Mendelian genetics. They're the English teacher who notices a student's interest in an obscure book and then gives that student a copy from his personal library. They're the advisor who, via a combination of alchemy, augury, and advanced mathematics, somehow makes 23 impossible schedules work. Their impact is indelible. but our words of gratitude are fleeting. Perhaps what we can best offer, and all that they wish for, is our lives well led. We must remember that today is a beginning and an end for them, just as much as it is for us graduates. More than a decade ago, our parents, guardians, and caregivers started to let go. They helped us put on our Star Wars backpacks and light up Skechers shoes, took our pictures, packed our lunches, and brought us for the first time to school. With a tear in their eyes, perhaps one of relief, they walked back to their houses or cars, and we, maybe with a tear of our own, walked the other way. For us students, that was a long time ago. For our parents, it was not. As I ran past New Trier on that April day, I thought of that first day of school and of all that we've been given since. I thought of New Trier's great challenge and all it makes possible. I looked through locked doors into empty hallways, and I smiled, because one day, thanks to New Trier's gifts, we'll arrive where we started and know the place for the first time.
Thank you, Noah. In a few moments, we will begin the reading of the names of this year's graduates, which will mark our virtual presentation of their diplomas. The diplomas our graduates will receive certify that these students have completed all the graduation requirements of both the state of Illinois and New Trier High School. They also symbolize the beginning of your status as alumni of New Trier High School. And now, school board members, administrators, staff, parents, family, and friends, it gives me great pleasure to present to you the class of 2020.
Yusuf Arman Asin.
Sydney Rachel Ackerman.
Tyler James Ackerman.
Alexandra Ainsworth Adams.
Samuel G. Edelman.
Sarah Agan.
Benjamin Daniel Akeson.
Kaylin Shea Alani.
Logan Matthew Aldrich.
Mason Daniel Alexander.
Omar Mansour Ali.
Isabella Asha Alada.
Eden Jane Allen.
Kareem Adam Alsaman.
Kylie Ray Alt.
Davis Christian Alvarado.
Fernando Josue Alvarez.
Caitlin May Ambrosino.
Benjamin Hardage Ansel.
Luke Angelo Anderson.
Jacqueline Keene Andrews.
Emma Hien Angley.
Ivana Antolovich.
Muhammad Anwar.
Chase McKinnon Armstrong.
Anna Jane Arthur.
Davis John Asher.
Rasan Khalib Ashford.
Rachel Ann Ashman.
Mary Amelia Atterbury.
Daniel Bernberg Austin.
Cameron Janice Avery.
Peter Quentin Avery.
Ryan James Factor Averick.
Kiara Deepti Awatramani.
Karan Francesca Awatramani.
Cameron Jessica Baba.
Seth Wade Babbitt.
Brendan Kieran Bayham.
Jackson Thomas Bailey.
Pierce Nelson Bailey.
Mary Brewster Bayless.
Aya Hope Bajwa.
Luke Thomas Baldwin.
Paige Victoria Baldwin.
Andrew Thomas Balistreri.
Ryan Davidson Ball.
Wesley William Balls.
Blake Elizabeth Banis.
Kayla Lynn Bond.
Elijah Tynowitz Barker.
Jake Benjamin Barnett.
Shay Callie Barron.
Andrew Griffin Barr.
John Walker Berger.
Amanda Nicole Berry.
Charles Baumruck.
Jack Uli Bauer.
Margaret Bunting Baxter.
Harrison George Bazianos.
Clara Beth Beatty.
Julie Nicole Beaucaire.
Mira Sophie Becker.
Robert McKay Becker.
Zachary Cole Becker.
Alec Tyler Bender.
Hannah Jane Bender.
Alexandra Marie Benedetto.
Caroline Claire Bennett.
Max Sullivan Bennett.
Anne Elizabeth Berlin.
Dylan Emery Berlin.
Trey Bess.
Sahil Suraj Barwani.
Heidi Beth Bianucci.
William Jacob Burke.
Aaliyah Berger.
Isabella Sophia Blair.
Henry Joseph Blassingame.
Maya Helene Blomberg.
Emmett Gordon Bloom.
Elizabeth Rain Bloom.
Jacqueline Gabrielle Blumen.
Margaret Peters Bodman.
Connor Davis Bain.
Trevor Michael Bame.
Felix Joshua Boeing.
Bridget Therese Boyle.
Arman Kadur Boskert.
Julia McKinnon Bram.
Eric Brand.
Hunter Gabriel Brand.
Anike Nicole Braun.
Kate Urun Braverman.
Maggie Louise Brereton.
Graham Forrest Britton.
Rebecca Grace Brodney.
Emeka Brown.
Jules Anna Brown.
Catherine Gore Brown.
Peter Alexander Brown.
Drew Goodrich Brown.
Michael Anthony Buccellato.
Sarah Louise Bungie.
Sarah Bella Unagwedi.
Noah James Burfield.
Mary Catherine Smith Burke.
Jordan McKenna Burnett.
Emmett Robert Burnside.
Natalie Finn Burns.
Peter Joseph Caldwell.
Isabel Grace Calkins.
Blake Elizabeth Campbell.
Lydia Day Campbell.
Maggie Tsao.
Courtney Elizabeth Cardillo.
Alex Cudaline Cardos.
Nicholas Andrew Carey.
Oscar Rudolph Carlson.
Sarah Hartrick Carlson.
Caitlin Carr Smith.
John Francis Carragher.
Kelsey Maureen Carroll.
Francesca Lee Caruso.
Anna Catherine Casey.
Marisol Ana Cassis.
Ian Smith Cotta.
Mia Bernadette Cavalier.
Nicholas Andrew Cavalier.
Kate Sai Chan.
Jacob Hyun Chang.
Min Hyung Chang.
Naran Barudin Charania.
Courtney Charkut.
Zaria Blue Chase.
Kathy Wang Chen.
Brendan Anglin Chestnut.
Sarah Morgan Chin.
Emma Margaret Chipman.
Yunha Choi.
Thomas Andrew Chikazian.
Lily Elizabeth Christopher.
Lulu Nora Christoph.
Holden Sinclair Clark.
William Bader Clark.
Charlotte Crippen Cleary.
Chloe Rose Cohen.
Gabrielle Cohen.
Margaret Helen Cole.
Annika Marie Coleman.
Emma Amelia Collins.
Sabrina Rose Comes.
Cameron Rose Campbell.
Patrick Gregory Condon.
Catherine Delaney Connolly.
Garrett William Cook.
Sophia Violet Cook.
Catherine Claire Corley.
Theodore Beery Cornejo.
Natasha Isabel Cornelius.
Sela Irvine Cornell.
Emma Jennifer Cortina.
Matthew Richard Crasco.
Grace Leanne Crawford.
Henry Andrew Nunez Kripe.
Nicholas Ryan Crispino.
Thomas Callahan Criswell.
Cooper James Cernich.
Jeffrey C. Crowley.
Aiden Patrick Crowder.
Ava Jane Crow.
Bradley Yafan Sui.
Sing Yuan Sui.
Anna Culbertson.
Maxwell Alexander Curl.
Eleanor Marie DeTomo.
Madeline Marie DeDuro.
Benjamin Edward Dam.
Nathan Robert Davidson.
Eleanor Hartrick Defer.
Margaret Dempsey Defer.
Jane Elizabeth Dean.
Hugh Michael DeAngelis.
Reese Catherine Decker.
Connor James Delforge.
Corinne Denisova.
Celia Renee D'Annunzio.
Kelly Christine Devaney.
Clemence Marie Juliette Devian.
Nadarm Dientravan.
Madeline Sarah Diefenbacher.
Samuel Bowles Dienstag.
Jenna Lee Dyke.
Alexander Peter Dillon.
Claire Ann Dillon.
Nicholas Quinn DePatry.
Carter Patrick Dodd.
L. Marie Dolman.
Elizabeth Blessai Durgee.
Isabel K. Dolan.
Brian Thomas Dolby.
Jacqueline Harper Dold.
Eamon Paul Donnelly.
Erin Caroline Donahue.
Pranav Anil Doradla.
Nicholas Christoph Doré.
Samuel Noah Dorfman.
Dylan N. Dreyer.
Madeline Claire Drilling Corin.
Mary Joy Drilling Corin.
Isabel Dubé.
Virginia May Duda.
Sabrina Renee Dudra.
Joseph Kip Duras.
Jenna Dushman.
Ryan Henry Dushman.
Caroline Wanda Dutkowitz.
Benjamin McGee Eberly.
Lindsay Rose Economos.
Aiden Edge.
Cooper Samuel Eisen.
Graham Harris Eisen.
Emma Grace Eldring.
Edward Paul Ellison.
Philip George Ellison.
Kristen Elizabeth Engelking.
Violet Ray Ennis.
Olivia Margaret Ertman.
Maeve Anna Eskandari.
Yusuf Asabki.
Keegan Joseph Estrada.
Quinton Christopher Udy.
Kyle David Evanson.
Sophia Marie Ewing.
Trevor Austin Faber.
Liam Daniel Fagan.
Lindsay Grace Falk.
Johanna Isabel Famacion.
Jack Lewis Farrell.
Avery Lauren Faulkner.
Carolyn Silverthorne Farrow.
Catherine Ann Fawcett.
Julia Caitlin Fay.
Nicholas Fay.
Lindsay Ann Feely.
Anna May Feinerman.
Lily Cole Feinerman.
Grant Aiden Feldman.
Waylon Singh Hua Feng.
Nikita Feoktistov.
Nicholas Benjamin Ferdinand.
Regina Fernandez.
Dylan James Ferreira.
Isabella Diana Figlioli.
Luca Gianni Figlioli.
Catherine Cecilia Figura.
Thomas James Figura.
Maurice Theodore Filetsky.
Mark Roman Filippelli.
Charles James Finks.
Delaney Claire Furman.
Virginia Margaret Hamilton Fish.
Elizabeth Hannah Fisher.
Madison Nicole Fisher.
Lucia Paulina Flanagan.
Kaylee Joyce Flanagan.
Madison Elise Fleetwood.
Liam Thomas Fleming.
Jackson Christopher Flick.
Joshua David Flinton.
Catherine Westbrook Flood.
Carl Koyu Christopher Florida.
Colleen Benson Floyd.
Charlotte Ann Lee Fondren.
Bridget Carolyn Forbes.
Matthew Ryan Foreman.
Matthew Newton Focal.
Joseph Wilson Fox.
McKenna Audrey Fox.
Marley Davis Fradkin.
Christian Eugene Frankie.
William D. Free.
Noah Lawrence French.
Elizabeth Kate Friedman.
Emma Dahlia Friedman.
Mia Sarah Gabalev.
Lillian Elizabeth Gechter.
Isaiah Gagerman.
Summer Adia Gaines Wheeler.
Sydney Kaylin Gaines Wheeler.
Ryan Joseph Gallagher.
Ujin Gondelgar.
Ahil Piyarali Gangani.
Jacqueline Jean Garabedian.
Anastasios Dionysios Garbus.
Hugh Douglas Gard.
Witten D. Gardiner.
Brian Daniel Gardner.
Samantha High Garrison.
Grace Isabella Marie Garou.
Emily Claire Geyer.
William Harkin Gerstein.
Liam Christian Geyer.
Margaret Ann Gifford.
John Michael Gill.
Jaden Gilly.
Tyler James Gilly.
Greta Greer Gleason.
India Jade Glennon.
Colin Glue.
Joshua Zach Glucksman.
Rachel Molly Glucksman.
Alexander Christopher Gluck.
Connor William Goff.
Nikki Melanie Goldbarg.
Jamie Violet Goldman.
Paulina Yevgenyevna Goncharova.
Jose Aaron Gonzalez.
Marco Alexander Gonzalez.
Tristan Christopher Paul Gonzalez.
Isabel Jinju Good.
Severino Sebastian Goodhouse.
Audrey Woodside Goodwin.
Arun Dylan Gopala.
Eli Brandon Goroff Beal.
Anna Cecilia Gossard.
Holland Hayes Gottschalk.
Lauren Janice Gottschall.
Liam Andrew Grable.
Kathleen Aaron Graff.
Ian Robert Graves.
Jack C. Greco.
Benjamin Harris Shemp Greenberg.
Donovan Olivia Green.
Amelia Margaret Griffin.
Margaret Mary Griffin.
Claudia Grochowski.
Adina Joy Grossman.
Lauren Elizabeth Grote.
Angelina Lily Grislow.
Peter Hawkins Guadati.
Raghav M. Gupta.
Carlos Augusto Guzman Cruz.
Jack Stanley Haddock.
Bridget Kathleen Hagedorn.
Kelly Lauren Hagedorn.
Sabrina Lee Hagedorn.
Mark Richard Haggist.
William McCrary Hainan.
Mia Lucia Heikkinen.
Rainer James Heikkinen.
Hannah Olivia Haff.
Sherry Hahn.
Nicholas Downing Hancock.
Joseph Allen Handelman.
Eleanor Grace Hanlon.
Yida Howe.
Dylan Sexton Hart.
Victoria Lauren Hart.
Grace K. Harris.
Sawyer Hudson Harris.
Eleanor Jane Hartman.
Edward James Harvey.
Mary Caroline Hauser.
Annette Hollis Hayes.
Charles Eggers Hainsworth.
Colin Bryce Heath.
William Robert Hedstrom.
Samantha Diane Hyman.
Blake Zachary Heller.
James Keating Hemmer.
Catherine Elise Hemmer.
Carson Donald Henderson.
Gabrielle Elizabeth Henrick.
Catherine Hensel.
Kevin James Hillisland.
Thomas Edward Hines.
Anna Sophie Hinrichs.
Brianna Feline Hinrichs.
Caroline Emma Hinrichs.
Emma Rose Hines.
Owen Neil Hirsch.
Avery Isabel Hirschfield.
Moriah Audrey Hirsch.
Charles M. Hoban.
Elsa Ruth Holling.
Aidan Holmberg.
Emma Rebecca Homer.
Tina Liu Hong.
Alexander B. Hoops.
Tyler Horvitz.
Michael Langford Howie.
Megan Catherine Hoying.
Jaden Huang.
Andrew Allen Hubbard.
Zoe Huertas Erickson.
Sky Isabel Huff.
Courtney Elizabeth Houghton.
Caitlin Rose Hughes.
Sarah Ann Hughes.
Samantha Ann Hulbert.
Kane Humphrey.
Houston Conran Hunter.
Joshua Omid Sun Hyung Huang.
Petra Ilich.
Ethan William Eiley.
Catherine Ford Immisberger.
Andrew William Ishaya.
Jana Lynn Pauline Eisenstark.
Molly Louise Jacob.
Shelby Rose Jacob.
Amelia Delane Jacobson.
Charlotte Grace Jaffe.
Nadia Jekaran.
Clayton Lord Jambor.
Holden Gale Jambor.
Isabella Rose James.
Millie Grace James.
Tenzin Chuki Jamyang.
Kelly Elizabeth Janetsko.
Mohammed Salman Javed.
Madeline Hope Jednorowitz.
Megan Taylor Jensen.
Cole Giaris.
Amanda Johnson.
Brett Richard Johnson.
Davis Robert Johnson.
Quinn Patrick Johnston.
Lillian Frances Michelli Jones.
Samantha Camille Jones.
Taylor Ann Elizabeth Jones.
Trevor Stephen Jones.
Brian Alexander Joseph.
Matthew Murphy Joseph.
Sanjay D. Josie.
Trent Spencer Caden.
Vincent James Kakaban.
Henry Khalil Felbinger.
Aiden Ryan Kalish.
Ava Kelman.
Elizabeth May Kalt.
Garrett Joseph Coulter.
Ross Matthew Kaminsky.
John Francis Kane.
Janice G. Kang.
Nicholas Meyer Cantor.
Chloe Hope Carabas.
Luke Christopher Carabas.
Charlotte Hope Carr.
Brianna Marie Karras.
Pericles Christos Karras.
Daniel Andrew Catrich.
Anna Frances Katz.
Jaden Tierney Katz.
Lydia Ann Kaup.
Arjun Jane Cora.
Samuel Kevin Kavula.
Andrew Owen Carney.
Noah Kuulu Lao Kian V. Ahu.
John Stanley Keach.
Ava Jordan Kelber.
Amelia Sophie Kelly.
Simon Fulkerson Kelman.
Elizabeth Grace Kelly.
John Timothy Kelly.
Donald Henry Kempf.
Casey Robert Kennett.
Jenna Khalife.
Adnan Akhtar Khan.
Alexander John Keener.
Valerie Karena Ione Kilborn.
Yoon Taik Kim.
Jae Hyun Kim.
Si-hyun Kim.
Youngwon Allen Kim.
William James Kincaid.
Henry S. Kingwill.
Charles Leo Kinsky.
Christopher Nolan Kaiser.
Caroline Elizabeth Kissane.
Alexandra Babcock Claprich.
Benjamin Tuberg Clapperich.
Caitlin Elaine Clausen.
Maxwell David Kleinman.
Gabriel Bennett Kluin.
Carol Nanami Klingler.
Alyssa Kirsten Naus.
Max Leon Coker.
Joseph Anthony Koenig.
Michael Christopher Koenig.
Julia Danielle Colton.
Sarah Lacey Kravitz.
Kirsten Sarah Kreeman.
Abby Brooks Kruger.
Jackson William Cruz.
Valeria Kudraevseva,
Colin James Cooker,
Adam Person Cunny,
Nicholas Joseph Curis,
Peter Smith Kirschner,
William Davis Kirschner,
Stella June Kustra,
Maria Sophia Kyriakopoulos,
Rose Eleni Kyriakopoulos,
Evelyn Sarah Lake,
Misbah Mulek Lalani,
Aaron J. Lamb,
Alexis Michelle Lampy,
Juliette Anne-Marie Lana,
Aiden Patrick Lane,
Elijah Ronald Lantry,
Marcelo Lanuza,
Brendan Patrick Larkin,
Zachary James Larrabee,
Ethan Theodore Larson,
Olivia Xiong Lasky,
Margaret Gillen Lassand,
Jeremy Lee Sheng Lau,
Maya Christina Law,
Sean Hannafin Lawless,
Jack Martin Ledholm,
Nicholas Avery Lehman,
Connor Quen Lee,
Jonas Rick Anthony Lee,
Justin Jungmin Lee,
Maxwell Anderson Lee,
Reagan Matthew Lee,
Stella Faye Lefkowski,
Isabella Sierra Leone,
Ethan Vernon Lestrude,
Alexandra Joanne Levine,
Paris Alexis Lovin,
Haley Nicole Levinson,
Kyle Bialkin Levy,
Maximilian Theodore Reuben Levy,
Benjamin Kennedy Lewis,
Taft Edward Lewis,
Caden Lee,
Ray Cheng Lee,
Jason Lee Zion,
Laura Lily Lean,
John Lloyd Liepert,
Spencer Ryan Liffendahl,
John Richard Lightfine,
Margaret Karen Lind,
Samuel Lynn,
Thomas Henry Lipinski,
Catherine Suzanne Lipsy,
Nick Christopher Lidowitz,
William Christopher Lober,
Aidan James Ladolci,
Charlotte Somerset Lore,
Brianna Faye Logvinsky,
Noah Christopher Lally,
Emma Rose Lombardo,
Sophia Rose Lombardo,
Emily Ann Lorenz,
Samuel Lowndy,
Brandon Alex Lowell,
Connor Thomas Lowry,
Michelle Liu,
Thomas William Amphelt Lucchese,
Theodore Pavlenko Lutton,
Gwendolyn Lord Lyman,
James Garrett Lyman,
Austin Bosch Lyons,
Bella Jane Macakanja,
Greer Ingalls McKenzie,
Mason William McKenzie,
Audrey Grace McVicker,
Edmund John McVicker.
Terrence Patrick Mayday.
Pranav Madhu.
Catherine Ann Madigan.
Grace Magner.
Nadia Usma Malik.
Catherine Jane Malig.
Nicholas Andrew Mangle.
Nicole Alexis Manhoff.
Emma Reeves Manser.
Kate Passion Marino.
Catherine Grace Marino.
Joshua Antoine Markscheid.
Calvin Patrick Marin.
Peyton Grace Marshall.
Zachary Joseph Marshall.
Nicholas John Mastrapa.
Jane Lou Ryan Mateka.
Matthew Richard Matthias.
Francesca Matozzi.
Reagan Allison Maydew.
Caitlin Rose Mayer.
Amber Rose Mayernick.
Chase Stephen Major.
Anna Marie McBride.
William James McCall.
Kevin Patrick McCarthy.
Willem Declan McCarthy.
Joey Alice McCarthy Rotsalainen.
Ian Nelson McLennan.
James Douglas McCall III.
Kevin John Chan McDonald.
Malcolm Thomas McDonough.
Lucy Foss McDowell.
Eleanor Elisa McGregor.
Reagan McGurk.
Matthew Harrison McKenna.
Catherine Grace McLaughlin.
Aaron Audrey McNally.
Sean James McNeely.
Iona Belisariu McQuiston.
Lauren Elizabeth Ray McShane.
Lauren Elizabeth McShay.
Christopher Woolabin Mead.
Charlie Whitman Meyer.
Jimena Andrea Mejia.
Alexander Vay Mekatarian.
Claire Frances Melgard.
Benjamin John Melly.
Nicholas Richard Melnick.
Laura D. Meltzer.
John Eric Malulis.
Diego Mendoza.
Emma Claire Merck.
Catherine Grace Merck.
Arabelle Grace Kim Merrick.
Henry Abner Mariles.
Kristen Margaret Mariles.
Austin James Mesterharm.
Anya Paul Medelman.
Ian Michelson.
David Mikulski.
Cooper Davis Miller.
Devin Matthew Miller.
Honor Miller.
Isabel Beatrice Miller.
John Frederick Miller.
Catherine Aline Miller.
Rachel Barry Miller.
Rachel Danielle Miller.
Michael Joseph Morales.
Ali Akbar Matani.
Andrew David Merschel.
Joseph Patrick Monig.
Claire Marie Mooney.
Genevieve Anise Moore.
Julio Cesar Mora IV.
Benjamin W. Morabito.
Samuel L. Morabito.
BJ Moses Rosenthal.
Chloe Moslener.
Phoebe Grace Moy.
Evan Thomas Munn.
Ryan Jack Mullen.
Caitlin Ann Mulligan.
Alec Sanjay Mulvaney.
Connor Ujay Mulvaney.
Sender Munkero.
Maeve Carol Murdoch.
Caroline Ennett Murphy.
Charles Patrick Murphy.
Tegan Marie Murphy.
Thomas Francis Murphy.
Gus Michael Murray.
Matthew David Murray.
Alexander Boyd Nagel.
Julia Boyd Nagel.
Samuel Lang Narwald.
Rishi Nair.
Adam Edward Nash.
Alexander Burbach Nauman.
Nicholas Burbach Nauman.
William Daniel Naiman.
Alice Suzanne Neild.
Amanda Elizabeth Neslin.
Charlotte Jane Newman.
Olivera Nikolic.
Isabella Gianna Nocera.
Kira Alla No.
Silas Dana Noe.
Sarah Catherine Norick.
Luke Robert Novacell.
Ryan James Novacell.
Martin Richard O'Connell.
Daniel Brown O'Grady.
James Robert Ogden.
Joshua Jua O.
Riley Kevin O.
Joelle Maya Orr.
Kayla Lynn Okaninski.
Simon Peter Oken.
Zachary James Oliver.
May Rose Olshansky.
Aiden William Olson.
Emmeline Elizabeth Olson.
Olivia Jane Olson.
Hitomi Karen Ono.
Gabrielle Ray Oreskovich.
Lara Ela Orhan.
Juliana Garuzia Orjuela.
Matthew Tomas Osborne.
Sean Francis Osborne.
Lauren Margaret Osborne.
Zoe Silver Oslin.
Naya Elise Hoyos.
Diana Elena Paduaru Iovanescu.
Julian Nico Paez.
Ava Jane Palatnik.
Evan Reed Palatnik.
Samantha Marie Palomino.
Sophia Papakos.
Robin Soyoung Park.
Daniel Frederick Parks.
Emma Lane Parks.
Aroman Manu Patel.
Enrique Siddhartha Patel.
Saraush Rahim Ali Patel.
Samantha Marie Patterson.
Karakos Konstantin Pavlopoulos.
Matthew Francis Arthur Payne.
Christopher Forrest Pierce.
Arden Nicole Pedraja.
Elena Maria Pedraja.
William Maxwell Pegg.
Kevin Bridget Pellegrino.
Ryan Alessandro Pellini.
David Tianjian Peng.
Ellie Aviva Pearl.
Marin Rose Perry.
Tanner Samuel Peters.
Ian Lale Peterson.
Scott Stanley Peterson.
Helen Baker Peterson.
Parker James Peterson.
Camilla Petrelli.
Caitlin Jane Pedersen.
Julia Pfeffer Hertel.
Robert Berthold Phillips V.
Catherine Louise Pickens.
Evan Highland Piggott.
William Hilburn Pinney.
Lauren Jody Piotrowski.
Henry Bailey Plant.
Solomon Podorovsky.
Nina Lauren Pofscher.
Anna Sophia Polanski.
Bailey Elizabeth Palmer.
Alina Papatia.
Gavin William Porter.
Benjamin Hayden Portland.
Hallie Nicole Powell.
Alexander Powell Bean.
Kiner Prasad.
Evan Prendergast.
Olivia Elizabeth Prendergast.
Haley L. Price.
Charlotte Hu.
Joshua Gabriel Pousset.
Daniel Christopher Puglisi.
Isabella Tea Puljich.
Jacob Salvador Quesada.
Solia Yamaya Quinn.
William Thomas Reese.
Noor Rahman.
Aryaman Sahai Ramchandran.
Grace Olivia Ramsey.
Julia Claire Ramsey.
Charles Randolph.
Jake Mills Rossoff.
Ella Blue Ratarik.
Marta Ravazzoni.
Zoe Isabella Ray.
Isabella Sophia Recton.
Stefania Ruta Ricasius.
Grace Louise Rempel.
Cassidy Lee Rescoral.
Benjamin Paul Resnikoff.
Jeremy Hayden Retsky.
Thomas Aguilar Revord.
Emily Unhe Ree.
Mia Ree.
Charlotte Ann Richard.
Audrey Francis Richardson.
Aiden Cox Rico.
Evan Robert Rittner.
Emilie Ruzika Rivkin.
Isabel Serena Roberts.
Peter Ambler Roberts.
James Andrew Robertson.
Aiden Robert Rodriguez.
Lucas David Rogers.
Samuel Joseph Rogers.
Isabella Ann Romick.
Maxwell Jacob Rosen.
Max William Rosenberg.
Jane Louise McPhee Rosen.
Spencer Freeman Rosen.
Amanda Rossi.
Alexandra Mimi Rothstein.
Nicole Sarah Rothstein.
Amaya Dajavian Lee Rousey.
Alexandra Eleanor Rubenstein.
Jane Marie Rudolph.
Adam Michael Razumna.
Francis Donovan Ryan.
Hayden Lind Ryan.
Lillian Margaret Ryan.
Will Grant Ryan.
William Brewster Ryan.
Sophie Ann Sabo.
Madeline Grace Sadovi.
El Farouk Mayowa Salako.
Ryan Christopher Salgado.
Seth Ian Sulkin Weiss.
Amber Victoria Salmon.
William Scott Saltzman.
Andre Sanchez.
Philip Nathan Santillan.
Tess McGee Satter.
Olivia Ann Savino.
Abby Elizabeth Sautel.
Boyana Skekik.
Talia Michelle Schacht.
Ethan Hughes Schaffner.
Xavier Paul Shario.
Peyton Chase Schilder.
Nathan Robert Schinderly.
Holden Andrew Schinzer.
Nicole P. Schmidt.
Laura Rose Schneidman.
Alina Patricia Schultz.
Finya Alexandra Schultz.
Ryan Douglas Screeder.
Lauren Elizabeth Schwab.
Jennifer Jiang Zen Schwab.
Charles Riddle Schwartz.
Timothy Joseph Shortino.
Brennan Spangler Scott.
Camille Elizabeth Skrine.
Mina Amelia Hasengawa Seals.
Margaret Lauder Seftenberg.
Richard Walker Seidel.
Olivia Grace Sergat.
Thomas Frank Serino.
Anna Kilda Shaw.
Chloe Nicole Shapiro.
Mark McKee Shaw.
Yael B. Shaw.
Kate Elizabeth Sheldon.
Joseph Daly Shelley IV.
Mitchell Christian Shellman.
Nicholas Ray Shelton.
Rosemary Lee Shelton.
Claudia Lane Shevitz.
Jordan Elliott Schoenfeld.
Michael Richard Shores.
Henry Joseph Schreier.
Anita Virant Schubert.
Zoe Hannah Siegel.
Robert Patrick Seja.
Easton A. Silverman.
Joshua Nathaniel Silverman.
Jordan Haley Simberg.
Tyler Henry Sims.
Sophia Chandler Simon.
Saskia Brittany Simarunker.
Genevieve Serrata.
Patrick John Sitzer.
Magnus John Sivertson.
Rezian Nicholas Scanderi.
Audrey Skews,
John Robert Sloan,
Catherine Grace Smith,
Parker Elizabeth Smith,
Claire Elizabeth Snediger,
Matthew Joseph Snell,
Kyle Shine Snellback,
Eden Marie Snower,
Elizabeth Montserrat Song,
Oscar Alexis Soto,
Britt Catherine Sudan,
Preston Thomas Wells Spahn,
Spencer Harrison Spar,
Sydney Christine Spiker,
Isabella Eleftheria Spiliopoulos,
Lauren McGill Spillane,
Bonnie Catherine Springer,
Anne Catherine Spring,
Karthik Srinivasan,
Augustus Herman Stamer,
Jake Ellis Stamer,
Kieran Connor Stavros,
Eleanor Joy Stager,
Jack Armand Stein,
Zachary Aaron Stein,
John Peter Steiner,
Jenna Lynn Stetter,
Samantha Rebecca Stilp,
Samantha Rose Stober,
Ilana Rachel Stolberg,
Audrey Elizabeth Stremmel,
Michael Joseph Stringer,
Ethan Sook,
Andrew Thomas Sullivan,
Ellie Cheon Sullivan,
Simone Banu Sullivan,
Thomas William Sullivan,
Julia Suzko,
Nolan Frederick Swain,
Caroline Ward Swanson,
Shivam S. Taylor,
Devram Ali Tak,
Betsaida Talamatis,
Hope Elise Talbot,
Marcus Simon Tam,
Rayyoung Tan,
Daniel Stephen Tanaka,
Liam Douglas Tangney,
Marie Therese Tassiopoulos,
Christian Lee Tegmeyer,
Madeline Elizabeth Tavonian,
Nicholas Schuler Fabit,
Kanasanan Tamavijadej,
Henry Charles Finnis,
Hale Robert Thomas,
Katie Ann Thomas,
Annie Dolores Thompson,
Hannah Jade Thompson,
Margaret Elizabeth Tinsley,
Grace Ann Toby,
Nicholas Toban,
Olivia Reagan Tordella,
Marco Torresarpi,
Sabrina E. Tossing,
Danielle Sonia Towers,
Caroline Grace Townsend,
Arthur James Trela,
John McDermott Tritley,
Isabella Ann Trolia,
Emilia Constantina Childs,
Nicolette Childs,
Ekaterina Alexandrovna Sitsarina,
Eloise Ryan Took,
Olivia Fair Tusing,
Matthew Scott Twyman,
Casey Elizabeth Umlauf.
Jeffrey Trude Urban.
Victoria Urbaitis.
Leona Useni.
Lindsay Lucille Van Meter.
Sophia J. Van Winkle.
Claire Elizabeth Van Dam.
Theodore Adam Varga.
Julia Elizabeth Vexelman.
Jacob Dylan Vile.
Josephine Constantina Verkol.
Lila Rains Vivian.
Tessa Rains Vivian.
Evan J. Lahandreas.
Mark Robert van den Steinen.
Christopher Reginald Vongher.
Elias Wachtel.
Charles James Walker.
Connor Kellogg Walker.
Schuler Walker.
Maxwell Henry Wallace.
Charles Harold Walter.
Emily Hounan Wong.
Pema Yudon Wangpo.
Charles Lewis Ware.
Brendan Lewis Warning.
Megan Claire Warschauer.
Madeline Jane Watson.
Emma Christine Weaver.
Samuel Thomas Weber.
Luke Mark Weiland.
Dylan Weiner.
Cecily Weinrib.
Jack Edwin Weisenberger.
Margaret Stockton Word.
Mason Grant Warner.
Claire Eleanor West.
Kyler Robert White.
Alexandra Kyle Wigdale.
Benjamin Michael Williams.
Reed Hubert Wilson.
Aaron Matthew Weinberg.
Jeremy Benjamin Wint.
George Pierce Wise.
Zachary Joel Vitashek.
Nicholas John Worley.
Isabella Sarah Voyevsky.
Catherine Grace Walters.
Jian Wu.
Markson Wu.
Esther Shu.
Irene Mitchell Shu.
Andrew W. Shua.
Cooper Michael Yacino.
Irene Yang.
Jesse Yang.
Juan Yang.
Yanbin Yang.
Jack Graydon Yanover.
Monica G. Yu.
Iris Soyoung Yoon.
Gavin Sun Yuan.
Jason Yuan.
Jonathan Yuan.
Hannah Rose Eulish.
John Carlos Zaldivar.
Ava Michelle Zaslavsky.
Brianna Watt Zawacki.
Frank Gabriel Zaraski.
Mac Brennan Selazny.
Renee Joe.
Daniel Robert Zukoff.
Amelia Maria Zentara.
Kate Elizabeth Zazula.
Greta Louise Zimmer.
Amy Beth Zun,
Rachel Lee Zun,
Catherine Ann Zwick,
Julia Elizabeth Zwick,
Julia Anna Zwolinski,
Gausia Conwell Unwer,
Sophia Catherine Trolia.
Please join me in thanking your senior advisor chairs, Dr. Chris Pearson and Miss Susie Pawnin, for all their hard work celebrating our seniors today and all year long. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating New Trier's newest alumni, the extraordinary class of 2020. Thank you for joining us for today's ceremony, and congratulations to the class of 2020.